So today we're just going to be taking a very quick look at my Goosebumps collection. If you want to see any of these in more detail or a kind of longer video going over the covers and everything, then leave a comment. It's obviously not the biggest collection. When I was a kid in the 90s, I did have quite a few different ones, which are now lost to time. Maybe someone out there even has my old copies from a charity shop. But yeah, it was a big part of my childhood. Probably the first kind of experience of like horror. And I think my cousin had quite a few different ones and probably still has them. So I might have to try and get those and do some reviews on them as well. But yeah, obviously it's still fairly popular. Had a bit of a revival recently with the TV series. But overall, it's never really gone away. I think he had a little bit of a hiatus, R.L. Stine, but was obviously writing other books as well. But Goosebumps is his most famous creation. So we'll just take a quick look at these ones, really. So a couple of years ago, I got back into reading them because I picked up... I can't remember which one it was now. One of these individual ones from the... Horrorland series. Number 2 it was, yeah. Creep from the Deep. So obviously I read that one first and read it out of order. So I just picked up a quick book to read because I saw it and I was like, oh, Goosebumps, let's check that out. And you know, it's kind of ocean based, which is one of my sort of passions. So read that one and was like, oh, this is so great. You know, I remember being a kid and every chapter there was a cliffhanger, and you know, it was so easy to read, to get me back into reading really after not reading for a long time. So got that and then saw this set which was on Amazon warehouse deals or something like that, really cheap, I believe. And so I picked those up and got the first 10, 11, I think it was. Number 10, I think that's what they normally package them at, and then 11 to 20 is a separate series. I only have up to number 12 though, because that was kind of like a cut-off point, I believe, for all the characters in these ones. So I showed you that cover. We'll go through this one. This is the first one, Revenge of the Living Dummy, obviously picking up on some slappy kind of series, which is pretty good. You know, a good start to the revival kind of thing. Then we've got Monster Blood for Breakfast. I used to love Monster Blood, and I used to love the episode of the TV series about Monster Blood. And we've got The Scream of the Haunted Mask. Again, very similarly, The Haunted Mask, very memorable from being a kid. I even had the VHS of The Haunted Mask. I wish I still had that. Then we've got Dr. Maniac versus Robbie Schwartz. I remember reading this one. This was really interesting. Very, very kind of surreal, but very memorable nonetheless. Who's Your Mummy? So again, mummies and Egypt are a theme R.L. Stine touches on a lot. My Friends Call Me Monster. And then number 8 is Say Cheese and Die Screaming. Again, a sort of sequel to one of the originals. Welcome to Camp Slither. Then we have Help, We Have Strange Powers. And then we go on to the next lot, which is Escape from Horrorland, which Horrorland was probably my favourite concept of the entire Goosebumps series, which is why I picked these up. And obviously that was kind of like leading up to that last book. And then you've got this one, Streets of Panic Park, which kind of finishes it off. And like I say, there is more Horrorland books, but I didn't pick those up because they were kind of like a separate series. But then I was kind of hooked, so I found this set of books also on Amazon warehouse deals, really cheap, and picked those up. And then we've got One Day at Horrorland, which I bought separate because, like I say, Horrorland is my favourite kind of concept. Shocker on Shock Street, I read that one, that was pretty good. So I read all the Horrorlands, and then Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls, I believe I read that one, but I'm not entirely sure. Return of the Mummy. Please Don't Feed the Vampire, which is a give yourself Goosebumps, which is the ones where you can choose an outcome. I didn't do that one. They weren't my favourite, I have to say. The Almost Done with Pasadena, very good. Then we have Vampire Breath, Say Cheese and Die, Night of the Living Dummy 2, The Haunted Mask. And basically, they came one set, but because I bought those first, I was like, oh gosh, oh no, I bought this one first, I think, and I was like, oh, you know, I need to read the other ones, because in here you've got the sequels to one of these. So The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, you've also got the sequel in that previous box set, and also Night of the Living Dummy, and Night of the Living Dummy 2 was in the box set, so I wanted to read these ones first, and this is like an original Goosebumps, the ones that give me so much nostalgia, and that's the 3-in-1. And then the last two are also original copies from the 90s, 2000s. Goosebumps Series 2000, Return to Horrorland, so I had to pick that one up because of the Horrorland. And then this one is one of my original copies from the 90s that I've always owned. And this is the Haunted Mask 2. Again, in the first box set, you know, it needed to be the Haunted Mask 2. And this was also a great book to read as a kid, and this is the original copy. It's a bit warped, a bit bent, but overall, you know, I'm glad to have that one. So anyway, that was a quick look. Like I said, if any of you want a more detailed video, then leave a comment and we can go through them individually. All right, thank you.